over a plywood subfloor with 3 moisture barriers. In this home, only the den and master bedroom will be installed and other rooms added later. For the purposes of this video, we will be focusing primarily on the master bedroom. Before any pre-finished hardwood can be installed by the floorman, the planks must acclimate for a period of 5 to 7 days in the air-conditioned home before the installation process can begin. This is a critical part of the installation process. If the wood does not have adequate time to adjust to the new environment, damage will occur and the hardwood could experience problems such as buckling, cupping, or large gaps, which could result in future repairs or even replacement of the entire floor. This home did not have any furniture to remove, so the first task was to remove the carpet. The floorman strictly adheres to all city ordinances and fully complies with all city codes by cutting the carpet in approximately 4-foot strips and neatly placing the old carpet on the curbside ready for bulk pickup. The padding is also removed in the same manner as the carpet. Tack strips with concrete nails are removed and carefully placed as well. Once the tack strips are removed, the floor is checked for additional concrete nails and removed if any are found. Occasionally, there are electrical outlet sockets in the floor that need to be prepared for the subfloor, and the overspray concrete is removed. This job, the client asked that we remove and reinstall the baseboards. Once the baseboards are removed, we will also remove the old nails so that the baseboards will be clean and ready for reinstallation after the hardwood floor is installed. In addition, the door jambs were cut in order to allow the new wood to fit flush underneath, and the doors are also checked for clearance and then removed. The fireplace in the den also needed cutting, and so we marked the stones and then began the process of slowly and carefully cutting into the stone to allow the wood to fit underneath and give the appearance that the fireplace was built on top of the wood. Then we moistened the floor before sweeping in order to minimize the dust and swept the room clean, and a final inspection to ensure that the concrete slab was ready for the first moisture barrier. We then began installing the 6mm poly liner as the first moisture barrier that is placed net to the wall with the interior seams overlapping each other. Once the poly sheeting was completed, the plywood subfloor then acted as the second moisture barrier. The subfloor installation process now begins by placing the plywood counter to the direction of the wood plank flow, and also placing the sheets in a checkerboard type layout for maximum strength. An expansion gap of 1/8 to 1/4 inch was used to make sure that there was ample expansion for the subfloor to expand and contract as the seasons changed. After all cuts were made and put in place, anchoring of the subfloor to the foundation now begins. Anchoring is done by driving a 1 1/4 inch concrete nails into the slab and placing the nails approximately 1 foot apart from each other in order to hold the subfloor in place. After the subfloor was installed, then number 15 roofing felt was used to serve as the third moisture barrier. The roofing felt was unrolled and cut in place with the seams overlapping each other to make sure we had the best possible protection. The planks were then removed from the boxes and carefully placed in line, and the process of matching the planks with proper end spacing occurs in order to ensure that all planks were evenly spaced from the inseams. The first row was then lined up to make sure that the floor would be straight and was then glued and top nailed to secure the starting point. All cuts that needed to be made for the doorways are done at this time before the rest of the rows can begin. Now that all the planks are in place, the nailing will begin with the pneumatic nailer that drives the nail or staple into the tongue at 45 degrees and drives the nail into the plywood, thus securing the plank. The process is repeated row after row until the end, or the pneumatic nailer has run out of room. The last row is then top nailed and glued just like the first row, and now the plank nailing portion of the installation is complete. After the planks were installed, the transitions were cut and placed in the doorways that transition from one surface to another. After this was complete, the baseboards were brought back in and reinstalled in their former place, making sure that the baseboards were realigned and securely fastened and ready for the homeowner's painter to caulk and paint. Once this is complete, the new hardwood floor is cleaned of all debris and is also mopped with an approved cleaner. And right before your very eyes, this room has been transformed with a beautiful, new, solid 3/4 pre-finished nailed